Hello and welcome to the tutorial of the list of open points. The list of open points is the central tool in the Seneca project management methodology. It consists on the very left side here out of the identification section. The identification section has 4 columns. The ID, which is the general ID. Every task in the LoP list has a unique single ID, followed by the owner, the individual ID, and an optional field that is div for division, lot, or package. By the way, everything that is optional in the list, the title is written in italic. Now coming back to the ID is something that is generated out of the owner and the individual ID. So my name is Frank Weghorst, so the abbreviation is WIF. I type in WIF, and this is my first task, so I type in number 1. And you see what the Excel sheet does. It generates the general ID with 1, WIF-1. Why is this done? This list is probably used by more than one person to update. Usually it is somewhere on a SharePoint and there are multiple people working on the list. So you don't have to worry about the ID of your colleagues. You just put in your individual ID, what you think is right, and the Excel sheet makes sure it's unique ID. Next thing is what you have, the option is to identify the lot, the package, or the division you work on. I choose to work for contract. The next section is the information section, which we have here. It contains also 4 columns. It is the topic, the what, and optional how and who. Well, the topic is obvious. That's just a headline for the task, an easy identifier that is self-speaking. The what is a little more complicated. As I said before in the video, please use an accurate, simple, clear language that everybody understands precisely what is the task about, even a third person. If you say align contract section 15-4 according to HSSE regulation 22.7, yeah, it sounds complicated, but it gives you a very precise hint where to look at and what needs to be done. So on that one, you might spend a little effort to give a good overview what is the task about. The next one is how. That's pretty much just a hint for you how you want to do it. Okay, we do a telco. And the who I have to talk to Kay Richards from HSSE. Now the who is just a person you want to contact. It is not the owner of the task. The owner of the task is always described here in the identification section. This is just a person you want to talk to. After the information section, you'll find the cooperation section. The cooperation section indicates if you're independent in your work or not. So if there is a trigger, you're not independent. The task you're working on is triggered. So you can choose between yes and no. In this case, yes, it is a triggered task. I have to wait for information from budget to proceed. Just a short recommendation, if you have a triggered task, check if you are not able to split the task into one triggered and one not triggered section. Also, you'll find the column until, of course it's optional. Here you can type in the date when somebody else is waiting for you to finish the task. So yours are triggered to somebody else. And this can be referenced here in the column until. So finally, you have the status section. The status section, first of all, here you have the status of the task, and that can be open or closed. If you choose open, the task is not finished yet. If you choose closed, this refers to our definition of done. make sure if you choose a task is closed, it is really closed. Or, as I mentioned in the previous video, you type in a little remark here that it's not necessary to close the task anymore. The task itself becomes obsolete, it's not needed anymore. So this one, the status, clearly refers to what we have said about the definition of done, and we don't want to create an illusion of accuracy here. Story points next. We talked about story points. This Excel sheet let you choose between 1, 2, 4, 8, 16 and 32 story points. If your task exceeds 32 hours, 32 story points, you might think about splitting the task into 32 story points, that's 4 days. In this case, here I choose 4 story points. Cost me half a day of work to complete the task. I have 2 optional columns here. I can prioritize and I can leave a little comment here to give me further information. That's about all. That's the entire LoP list. And if you have that information accurate and clear, that is a lot to work with. It should be enough.